Hey, awesomes. Welcome back to our introduction video. When we last left, I was trying to wrap up real quick before I ran out of time, a statement of potential solutions known at this time. And I was discussing, and one thing I wanted to kind of add to this is that I like the fact that while there's going to be more, right, the audience specifically maybe just yet doesn't know what green capped versus gray capped means, but I like the fact that they've already kind of put forth a potential solution, right, or solutions, right, that there's also going to be a problem with that there is this consideration of maybe not necessarily doing away with the green cap tubes altogether, but maybe there's this depending on how far it has to go, and they've got it for this local specimen or versus one versus an outreach. What that does, it really builds your ethos as writers and authors and speakers, right? When you give this level of specificity and also thinking about, all right, if these green tubes, as you'll see in the objectives and the audiences and the stakeholders videos, the audience, the patients really prefer these green ones, right? All right, so they're still being taken into consideration. So maybe we can also think about it in this other way. It really demonstrates that there's a as someone who's sitting in the decision-making chair, right, it's going to be, okay, they're not just necessarily trying to bullheadedly go through it. It's got to be, we got to change it. We got to change everything, right? But there's this consideration of awareness of all the steps and processes, and that this is a potential solution at this time. Okay, and then finally, there's a statement of team planning, and it's basically here's what you're planning on doing, I guess. We'll also be examining possible solutions involving changes in delivery times, specimen handling requirements. This memorandum will discuss the problem, those affected by the problem, the research to create the solution, the task schedule that will facilitate in conducting the research methods, the research needed to determine the ideal solution for our problem. Ultimately, using this gathered information, a recommendation will be made for DMC UL to implement in their facility. So this memorandum is part, at least as far as I was understanding it from that, this one's a more difficult one, I think, to to write a statement of team planning. It's like, well, we're planning on doing research, so I like the fact that they talk about how they're going to gather information, maybe not necessarily going into such specific detail, but still giving it an idea, because they just came off a really good idea talking about possible solutions, and that these possible solutions also have to do with other information that has to be discovered, and facilitating this type of research, because this particular problem affects so many things. And so team planning in that sense. I think there's other ways you could think about team planning. You could be a little bit more specific and say, as a team, we are going to boom, right? That's one way. This is a perhaps a less direct way, but I think for their particular issue, right, they're looking at a very specific process. Some of those things may not potentially or perhaps be revealed just yet. So I was okay with that. But anyway, all right. So that's it for the introduction, guys. I hope you found this beneficial and somewhat helpful. I hope. Hope the videos are still coming through, or they are coming through now a little bit better. So I appreciate your patience and everything this semester. You guys have been awesome. Good job. Thanks for everything. All right. I'll be back soon. I think I got you several sections up right now. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. All right. And most importantly, above all, stay safe, stay awesome. Bye now.